to immunize people against diseases. So we use the vaccination to give immunity to people against certain diseases. What is the vaccination? Or what are the vaccination? A vaccine contains the foreign antigen, and we are going to inject it. We're going to inject the foreign antigen into our bodies. We're going to inject it, of course, a very small number of this pathogen, a weakened form of the pathogen, just enough to stimulate an immune response, like not enough to make you ill. But we're going to vaccinate you, giving you the foreign antigen, so it's in your body now. And this is going to stimulate an active immune response. Like it's not enough to make you ill. But when we're injecting you with the foreign antigen, this is going to stimulate an active immune response. And when an active immune response is made, at the end, antibodies are secreted specific to this foreign antigen, and the most important thing, memory cells are made. So, if you get exposed to this pathogen any other time in your life, the memory cells are there. Directly, it's going to make a faster second response. There are more vaccines. So if you get vaccinated with measles, you will never get measles. Measles. Okay. If you get vaccinated with the measles virus, with memory cells, you never get measles. If you get vaccinated with the TB, the bacteria which causes TB, tuberculosis, the SUL. Normal and Lyme diseases will damage the lungs. Okay? You will have the memory cells, but if you encounter this bacteria any time in your life, you will never be ill. Because you have memory cells, you have immunization against these diseases. Okay? You have immunization against these diseases. The aim of the vaccination is to immunize people against diseases. Even if a person that has not been vaccinated, when we carry out a herd vaccination, we are immunizing these non-vaccinated people. And herd vaccination, usually, when you find a vaccination campaign, وزارة الصحة WHO, when they carry out a vaccination campaign, حملة تطعيم, you will find the whole population being vaccinated from the same pathogen at the same time. بتلاقوا مثلا ايه؟ حملة تطعيم شلل الأطفال، حملة تطعيم meningitis. The same pathogen is being vaccinated for at the same time, so that most of the population, the majority of the population, will be immunized at the same time. But this is going to break the transmission cycle. يعني if لو الكلاس ده كله كان vaccinated against measles at the same time. وعمر الوحيد هو اللي was not vaccinated. This is going to protect him from getting infected. There are less sources of infection. You are all immune. You will never get the measles, but there are less people to spread it. The vaccination of the population is even immunizing those who were not vaccinated. Then هيبقى عندي less sources of infection. Yes.
هو بيعملوا تطعيمات كده بيبقى مثلا بيبدأ الديزيز ده يسبريد.
لا في diseases معينة already they are too dangerous and they know them quite well and they want to eradicate them. يعني عايزين يلغوهم من الوجود. فبيبتدوا يعملوا حملات التطعيم بتاعتهم دول علشان يقضوا عليهم كمان ما يبقوش موجودين. يعني مثلا انت عندك في disease كان اسمه small pox. السمول بوكس ده كان fatal، كان مرض وحش جدا. الفاكسينيشن كامبينز، الفاكسينيشن بروجرامز قضت عليه. دلوقتي مفيش يعني من 1970s مفيش ولا حالة سمول بوكس في العالم كله. اوكي؟ نفس الحكاية في شلل الأطفال، يعني هو تقريبا شلل الأطفال كان اتقضى عليه تقريبا. لا شلل الأطفال ده حاجة ثانية. ده اللي هو المننجايتس. المننجايتس لازم التطعيم بتاعه بيتكرر كل سنتين، لان الميموري سيلز بتاعته بتلف سنتين بس. فقبل ما الميموري سيلز تموت لازم تاخدوا بوستر فاكسين عشان يعمل مور ميموري سيلز وتفضل على طول في جسمك. ده بيعمل ايه ده؟ المرض ده اسمه انفلاميشن في المننجيز في البرين. بيعمل انفلاميشن في البرين. ايه؟ سبيكتر.
كويس.
We have two different types of immunity, active immunity and passive immunity. In active immunity, this is what we've been talking about all that time. In active immunity, we have an active immune response. And this active immune response is due to the presence of an antigen, a foreign antigen is detected. It's due to an actual infection by a pathogen, he got an actual infection, or it's due to vaccination with the foreign antigen. But due to this active immune response, we're going to have antibodies secreted and memory cells are formed. وعشان كده it's a long-lasting immunity. لكن in case of passive immunity, الكلام ده ما بيحصلش. There is no active immune response. The immune response is not made. The lymphocytes are not activated. No secretion of antibodies. There are no memory cells. Later, in this case, antibodies are taken either from another organism, and we're going to inject you with the antibodies on board, or they're going to be taken in a natural way, like from a mother to her baby during breastfeeding. If a mother got a certain disease while she's breastfeeding, her immune system will carry out an immune response. And she will make antibodies. The antibodies will be in her blood. These antibodies we're going to pass to her baby in the breast milk. So he's going to take these antibodies from his mother, and for some time he will be immune against this disease. He will not get this disease. لا هو ما حصلوش primary response لأن ده is passive with short lasting. This is short lasting. دي حاجة كويسة جدا لأن your immune system is not fully developed except after puberty. For the babies, they have a very weak immune system. That's why when we're younger, we get sick more easier. Even the babies, they get ill very frequently, and they don't get better very easily. They have to take medicines to get better. Like, and as you grow older, during puberty and after puberty, the times when you get ill is less, and you can overcome the diseases faster without any medicines, because your immune system is fully developed. So you can fight them. A baby, his only line of defense is the phagocytes. The phagocytes cannot work fast enough to get rid of the infection on their own. They need the help of the lymphocytes. Okay? That's why the passive immunity, especially for the babies, is very, very important. Because it gives them immunization against some diseases for a certain period of time, while their immune system is not yet fully developed. احنا بنعمل active، لكن you can't take passive. يعني في certain diseases and pathogens are very, very harmful that we cannot wait for your immune response. We cannot wait for your immune system to respond and give the antibodies. We cannot take the chance for you to get ill because it might be very fatal. You might die before the immune response is made. In these cases, they have illness who give ready-made antibodies. Antibodies بنعمل لهم بطرق معينة through other animals, and we inject you these antibodies so you can get well very quickly without having to make an immune response. Autoimmune diseases, these are diseases that occur due to a defect in the immune system. Okay? Sometimes a defect in the immune system happens where lymphocytes will detect our own body cells as foreign and they start to attack them. Say in case of diabetes 1, inherited type of diabetes, juvenile diabetes. This type of diabetes is an autoimmune disease. The lymphocytes detect the cells in the pancreas which are responsible for the secretion of insulin as foreign, and they start to carry out an active immune response against them and they destroy them. So there is nothing to secrete insulin. This is a defect in the immune system. المفروض when these lymphocytes, this is part not عليكم في الأول level, المفروض when these lymphocytes are maturing بيبقى في checkpoints to make sure إن ما يطلعش في البلاد والليمف أي lymphocyte عنده antibodies specific للانتيجينز بتاعتهم. But sometimes these lymphocytes evade those checkpoints. Something wrong happens and they go out. لو ده حصل and they start to attack these cells as far as they destroy them فيبدأ يحصل autoimmune diseases. في أنواع كتيرة قوي من autoimmune diseases. انتوا عارفين في الأولاد بس اللي هو diabetes 1. This is a defect. It's a defect. في defects كتيرة قوي من genetic defects. لا بس الجيناتيك disorders ما تقدريش تعملي فيها حاجة. والautoimmune diseases are due to genetic disorders. في كل حاجة بقى بيتعمل لها علاج. يعني الديابيتس 1 دول ما هم ده سبب ميوتيشن. diabetes 1 دول بياخدوا insulin. They take insulin injections. ما هو خلاص هو مفيش حل تاني. ما هو البيتا سيلز السيلز في البنكرياس اللي هم الايرس اوف لانجرهان responsible for the secretion of insulin they are already destroyed خلاص. The only way is that to manage the diabetes. To manage the diabetes you take insulin injections. Like there is no way to recover it.
مثلا تبتدي من تبتدي من عند مين اصلا؟ تبتدي من عند مين؟
ايه ده؟
مثلا بيبقى الاب والاب اخذ
لا مش شرط بس الميوتيشنز دول they are mutations احنا هناخدهم على فكره in the second term. Mutation they are sudden and random. They happen anytime.
بس يعني ممكن واحد اتولد ولا بابا ولا مامته كان عنده هو يطلع
بس usually حالات الديابيتس 1 they are running in families يعني بيكونوا في حد من البيرنتس اوريدي لان الاليز بتبقى موجوده عند حد من البيرنتس بس هو the first time it happened كان mutation حاصل في sperm حاصل في ovum and they fused فطلع عنده diabetes. The first time the allele happened. خلوا الحاجات دي لما نخش different types of diseases. A disease is any condition which will make us feel ill and it gives us signs and symptoms. Few diseases that are due to genetic defects. They are genetic diseases. They sickle cell anemia. And there are diseases that are autoimmune because they affect the immune system, the autoimmune diseases. But there are infectious diseases. In infectious diseases, these are diseases that are caused by a pathogen and they are transmitted from an infected person to a non-infected person. But these are the infectious diseases. There are many different types of pathogens. And pathogens are organisms that live on other organisms causing them harm. The pathogen, it could be a bacteria. Say in case of, what type of disease did we take which is caused by bacteria? Malaria. Cholera.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea is the symptom. The symptom is diarrhea. The disease is the cholera. And the type of the organism which causes cholera is a bacteria. The pathogen, we can add diabetes. Diabetes is an autoimmune disease. It's not an infectious disease. It's not caused by pathogen. A pathogen can be a virus. Can be a virus, say in HIV. HIV is
Gonorrhea.
HIV, or virus C, that's the name of the virus. Like a disease is AIDS or hepatitis. Okay? يعني دايما لما بنيجي نتكلم على الحاجات دي you have to know name of the disease. You have to know the type of the organism. You have to know the name of the organism and how it is transmitted. يعني مثلا for example, AIDS is the name of a disease. The type of the organism is a virus. The name of the organism is HIV. ماشي؟ أو ممكن يبقى the name of the disease malaria. The type of the organism is a protoctist. البرودكتس دي هناخدها in the classification. لما نيجي ناخد classification في kingdom called protoctist. And the name of the organism is a plasmodium. اسم المايكرو-organism اللي بيسبب الملاريا plasmodium. فلما بنيجي نتكلم على disease, there's the name of the disease, and there's the type of the pathogen, and there's the name of the pathogen. Yes.
بس هو اللي هي بتيجي بالانسكت مثلا لو ناموسه.
ملاريا. لا معلش محدش يرد عليه عشان ما يديش معلومه غلط، لسه هتكلم عن حاجات. فالباثوجين can be a protoctist. زي in case of malaria. It can be a fungus. زي الأملت foot. So these are different types of pathogens and infectious diseases. Right. We said that infectious diseases can be transmitted from a person to another. How can they be transmitted? They can either be transmitted in a direct way, an indirect way, or by the aid of a vector. الفيكتور ده بيبقى اورجانيزم تاني في النص. هياخد الباثوجين من واحد يوديه لواحد تاني. زي الموسكيتو في حالة الملاريا. وزي الدوغز في حالة الريبيز. يعني الموسكيتو when it bites someone who has malaria, it takes the blood from his body with the plasmodium in it. And then it goes and bites someone else and it injects the plasmodium in the blood. And it's taking the plasmodium from an infected person and it's giving it to another person who was not infected. But this is a vector. A direct method of transmission اللي هي blood to blood contact مش شرط مش شرط it's blood to blood contact يعني مثلا for example this is as in case of AIDS يعني لو حد عنده AIDS واستعمل a needle okay and then someone else used the same needle أو same surgical tool فكده الفيروس هيبقى transmitted أو in case of blood transfusions حد عنده AIDS and he donated his blood and this blood has not been tested properly and it was given to someone else يبقى اتنقل له HIV blood to blood contact yes
بس مش لما واحد بيتعور دمه لمس حد تاني حاجة
yes well it can happen for surgeons and nurses who treat AIDS patients if the patient was injured and he was bleeding and when they were treating him they got injured ممكن يحصل blood to blood contact and they can get the virus فده اللي هو it's a direct transmission. An indirect transmission اللي هي water and food borne اللي هي زي ما اتكلمنا عليها في حالة الكوليرا اللي هي ingestion of contaminated water or food. زي ما قلنا in case of cholera, we said that the bacteria is found in the feces of the infected person. If sewage containing this feces mixed with our drinking water and we drank this water, but this is a waterborne infection. Or if we use the sewage to irrigate crops and then we ate those vegetables and fruits without cooking them or cleaning them, يبقى كده we ingested the bacteria. Okay? Or it's going to be inhalation of contaminated water droplets. These water droplets come out in the coughing and the sneezing of the infected person. Like if a person was infected and he starts to cough or he starts to sneeze, the water droplets بتطلع that contains this pathogen. You start to inhale it with the air, so you get infected. This is inhalation of the contaminated droplets. But these are the different methods of transmission. Okay? In order to protect ourselves from getting infected with diseases, we have to have proper hygiene. We have to know how to keep ourselves safe by having a proper, healthy, personal hygiene. Common knowledge. We have to bath. We have to wash our hands before we eat. We have to wash our hands after defecation. After going to the toilet, you have to wash your hands. Okay? But that, you have to brush your teeth. But that personal hygiene, you have to have a good personal hygiene. And you have to have a good food hygiene. Food hygiene, and you need to know how to store the food properly. ده اللي احنا اتكلمنا عليه وقت preservation of the food. You have to cook the food so you can kill any microorganisms by the hand heat. Or you can freeze it or put it in the refrigerator. You should always cover the food so that pathogens in the air doesn't come on the food. Our house flies does not stand on the food. And the house fly can act as a vector. House fly, it can act as a vector to transmit pathogens to our food. That's why food has to be properly covered. Okay? فالحته دي كلها